Hi, I'm Duke from Maverick. So, high risk, high return was basically on a book or a couple of books that I read about what it means to be taking risks. So, I think a lot of people, especially if you're watching this video for the first time, what you're going to misunderstand about the word risk is because it usually has negative connotations. For example, like standing over a canal with one leg, that's risky, and that's reasonably risky, like English dictionary book kind of risky. But when we look at risk in the investment world, it's actually very different. It just means that it could go either way. It's not necessarily a negative connotation. And this is important because all definitions of risk, right, are on the basis that something can fall or rise by a specific number of units in a really jagged or high volatility manner. Risk, right, is measured very much by something that is steep, whether it goes upwards or downwards, than something that is performing or underperforming. It is not a performance-based measure. It is a measure of how something can go very badly very quickly or very well very quickly. This investment, which goes up in a very violent, jagged manner, like really crazy violent, like maybe 30, 40, 50% a year kind of violent, by all professional definitions, that investment is more risky than something that is declining by 1% a year. Now, does that make sense to you or me as someone who may not be financially literate? Probably not. Like, seriously, why? Why would they? I don't know. But for the most part, that's what it means, That is exactly how it's defined. And so when you see stuff on paper written, or even if you have an opinion or a very rough opinion from someone who says, oh, this investment is risky, that investment is risky, you have to understand the context very importantly. And that's part of my job. I have to provide the context for you because something that may be risky may be also a huge performer. Something that's not so risky may just be. So the reason why I use the S&P 500 as a benchmark is because it is the easiest fund to identify with by far. So anyone can verify this article and make sure that I'm not spewing nonsense out of my ass. Most people who are experienced investors will take the S&P 500 as a benchmark for what they should be getting out of the market. If you decide to embark on this path of investing, what you see is roughly what you should get because it's really very easily available and the returns have always been like that, and you know that these companies are striving to stay alive.